Hi everybody, Jamie the Board Game Man here. In today's episode, we're going to look at a game from 2001. It plays 2 to 4 players. It is from Engenuity Games, and the object of the game is whenever you lay down your last chip on the board, everyone else has one last turn, and whoever has the most points wins the game. What game am I talking about? It is called Doubles Wild. This is the second edition. The first edition actually came as a wood board with marbles. And as you can see, this is a regular game, board game board, and it has chips. So let's head on over to the gamers table, and I will show you how to play Doubles Wild. Here we are at the gamers table. Let me go ahead and show you the components of the game. First of all, you have the instructions, and it's just one large sheet of paper, one-sided as you can tell. Very good instructions, very easy to learn, and you'll be up in no time with this game, which is great. There's no headache after reading these. So this is the instructions that come with the game. You also are going to come with 3 blue dice and 3 red dice. Now the color of the dice are very important. As you can see on the game board, which you see here, we have blue numbers down these rows, and we have red numbers down these rows. So you can tell it's very, very important to have these colors. So if you don't, if the game doesn't come with dice, make sure you get blue dice and red dice. Very important. You also have the playing chips here. You can see they come in 4 different colors. Looks like we got blue, red, green, and yellow. Each player, it depends on how many players of the game is how many chips you start off with. Let me go ahead and go over that real quick. If you have a 2-player game, each player gets 24 markers. In a 3-player game, everyone gets 16 markers. And for a 4-player game, everyone gets 12 markers each. And what you'll do is you'll take 1 additional marker to be used in keeping score. And these are the scoring areas right here. And that's how you start off the game. So we're going to do a little 2-player game. I just went ahead and just threw a couple on here just to kind of show how this goes. So we'll say blue player will be, you're going to put it on 0, and green over here will start on 0 as well. I'll go ahead and put the rest of the chips away. And this is how the game works. What you're trying to do is you're trying to get 3 in a row. For every 3 in a row you are able to get, you get 1 point. Now let me go ahead and show you how this works. What you're going to do is at the very beginning of the game, each player will grab 3 dice, the same color. Let's just say player 1 rolls 9, 11. You're going to roll all 3 dice at the very beginning to see who plays first. Red's going to roll, and he gets 14. So red will start first. Or I'm sorry, green. The green player will start first. So I'll just keep it like this. So what they're going to do, we're going to take 1 die each out. So you're going to have 2 die of each color. Now what you're going to do is you're going to roll all 4 dice at one time. I'll just roll on here. I'll just roll on here for right now. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're kind of... Oh, here we go. We got doubles. Okay, I didn't know I was going to start off with doubles here, but let's just say I did this. Okay, and I'll go over the doubles in a moment. So what you're going to do is you probably already get what's going to happen here. You kind of do like coordinates. So blue is 9, so you're going to look at the blue 9, and you're going to look at red 11. So this is the square right here. Now, if you want to go with that square, what green would do is green would put a chip right there. If, say, you don't want that square, say you want to try for something else, you are allowed 1 re-roll. You're allowed to either roll 2 of the blue, 2 of the red, or all 4. You cannot roll 1 each. So you can't go, oh, I just want to roll this one, or I just want to roll this one. You can't do that. It's either these 2, or all 4. 1 re-roll, that's it. You are allowed 1 re-roll. But if you're satisfied with the square that you marked, you're good to go. And that's the end of your turn. Now let's say blue rolled what I just showed you. Let's just say blue rolled a double. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to look at the one that is not a double, red 11. So you have a red 11 here. What you're allowed to do if you roll a double is you get to choose any one of these squares down row 11 in red. Okay, So blue would go, okay, I want to go here. You're good to go. Your game, or your turn is over. Okay? Now, let me show you what happens if you actually roll on the same square as an opponent. Okay? So say I rolled that double, and I really want that square. So say I had 2 blues heading here, because for every 3 in a row you get 1 point. So say I had 2 blue here, and this green is in my way, and I rolled this. I can go red 11, I go, I want this square. I want to battle for number 9. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your chip, you're going to put it on top, just like so. And now what you're going to do is you're going to roll for it. So what you're going to do is, this is when the 3 dice come back into play. So you don't want to put the 3rd dice away altogether. Okay? So what the players are going to do is each player, starting with the person that had it originally, because the attacker is the one that's trying to get it. Okay? The defender is the one that had it prior to that. So the green is the defender, the blue is the attacker. So what's going to happen is you're going to get 3 dice of each color, and it's 3 different rounds. So round 1, first the attacker, then the defender rolls all 3 dice. So blue would go first. So blue's going to roll his 3 dice, and he rolls 10. So now the defender is going to roll their dice. Whoops. Defender's going to roll, and he rolls at 11. Now, you go on to round 2. Blue can decide, okay, do I want to roll again? You can roll all 3 dice, 2 die, or 1 die. It's your choice. So let's say he wants to roll these 2. So this is round 2. It's going to start with the attacker once again. Okay. And you can choose not to roll any of your dice. Say you rolled all 6s the first time. You don't want to touch them. That's fine too. You do not have to re-roll. So here's round number 2. Ooh, that's a little better. So now he's at 15. So now he's going to say, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and re-roll this one here. Let's see if we can get any better. So he's going to roll this one, and it's a 5. You got 15. Okay. Now it's a tie. So now there's 1 more round to go. Now you might as well roll it, because what happens in a tie after 3 rounds is you're going to re-roll at least 1 die. So you might as well go for it. If you're tied after the 2nd round, you might as well just go for it. So now we're going over here. He's going to try to re-roll this 4 and maybe try to get a 5 or 6 to better his roll. Oh, we got the same thing. So now he's going to go over here and goes, okay, I'm going to try to roll better. And he does not. Okay, so what happens is the attacker ends up taking over the square because he rolled higher. They have 13 and he has 15. So blue would actually take over and green would get their chip back. And that's what happens when you roll on the same color as the opponent. Now, there is one exception to the rule. If you have, say this player has 3 in a row here, once you get 3 in a row, they're locked in. You are not allowed to battle for one that's already 3 in a row. Okay, that's closed off. You can't do anything with it. But in that case, there was only 2 there, so he was able to battle for it. Okay, so this one, if you were able to get 3 in a row, that would score you 1 point. Okay, so let's just say this was, this is blue. So you're going to move it up 1 point. Now say along the lines, say you end up getting 11, red, blue, 8. What you can do is, if you pull this off, you're going to have 2 rows of 3. So you're going to have a 3 here, and you have a 3 here. That's 1 more point. So for every 3 in a row you get 1 point, and that's how you score the points. So say you were getting another one here, then you would add 1 more point, because you have 3 here, and 3 here. You can go horizontally, or diagonally, or vertically. It does not matter. You can actually go diagonally as well, that's totally legal as well. And for every 3 in a row that you get on the board, you will score 1 point. Now, let's see here. Now, the game ends when the turn passes to a player who has run out of markers. So say I just ran out of my markers, okay? Each player has 1 last turn to do what they got to do, and then the game will end, and whoever has the most points wins the game. Now, what happens if there is a tie, then you clear the board and begin again, and the first one to get 3 in a row would win the game. And that's how you play Doubles Wild.